students. So today we're going to talk about third mission from this unit, and that will be solving multi-step equations with variables on both sides. So we already discussed one step, two steps, and kind of multi steps, taking two steps or a little bit more. So you have already some experience. We have done a lot of problems. Today I'm going to show you how to apply multi-steps which may have combination of distributive property, like terms or variables on both sides, moving them around and finding what the variable is equal to. We have a packet of practice assignments again, which will be 3.3a, 3.3b, 3.4a, and 3.4b. The packet will be in folder for you. Definitely you can access electronic copy, or you can come over and grab hard copy, paper copy from the green basket and continue your work. So, first example, 3/4 times n plus 3 is equal 9. Now with the previous examples we had to move 3 and solve the equation, but now we have parentheses. And every time when we have parentheses we have to think about distributive property. So we will apply distributive property here first. We're going to multiply 3/4 times n, so it will be 3/4 n, and then 3/4 times 3. 3/4 times 3 will give us, I'm gonna just use the calculator, will be plus 2.25. This is equal to number 9. Now we can apply the skills we already learned. We're gonna move this number to the other side of the equation, and then we will use the reciprocal fraction. So plus 2.25, we will do the opposite, minus 2.25 here, minus 2.25 over here. Those two cancel, and we're going to have 3/4 n is equal to 9 minus 2.25. 9 minus 2.25 is equal to 6.75. Okay? And one more step, we will multiply by the reciprocal fractions both sides. So 4 goes on the top, 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top, 3 on the bottom, both sides. Those two cancel and will be equal to, we multiply 6.75 times 4 divided by 3, and the answer here will be 9. So n is equal 9, first answer. Alright, very good. Let's take a look at the next example. 1/2 times, inside the parentheses, 8x minus 6 is equal to 1x. Now, parentheses again, distributive property, rule number 1. Remember, we have a lot of distributive properties to use, and we used already, so keep always, the strategy up. So 1/2 times 8x will give us 4x. 1/2 times -6 is -3. And you can, check that with the calculator. We'll get the same answers. Equals to 1x. So here's what's the difference between the first example and the second one. We have 4x on the left, 1x on the right. Two like terms, but they are on the other side of the equal sign, separate from each other. So we need to combine those two together. We need to move one of the x variable to the other side of the equation. So if I have 4x equals 1x, I'm going to move this over here and keep the numbers on the left. So how do we move it? Well, this is positive 4x, so I'm going to do minus 4x minus 4x. Those two cancel, and we have -3 is equal to 1x minus 4x is -3x. So just one more step now. Once we combine the like terms, we have to solve it for x by dividing by -3. -3 cancel, so x itself will be equal to -3 divided by -3 is positive 1. And you got the answer for the second example. Alright, another example with multi-steps equations could be one of those. 8x minus 3x minus 10 equals 20. Okay, well, I'm gonna draw the line. There is no parentheses here, so we don't apply distributive property, but we have like terms. So 8x minus 3x will give us 5x minus 10 equals 20. Great. Next step will be we're solving for x, so save this for now and move negative 10. So plus 10 opposite plus 10, those cancel, and we have 5x is equal to 20 plus 10 is 30. Well, one more step, we gotta divide by 5 and we get x equals 6. Final answer for this problem. Very well. Similar example is the next one. If you would like, you can definitely pause the video and try this one on your own. See how you're gonna do it. It doesn't hurt, right? Later you will check with my video. So if you would like to do that, now it's time. Just go ahead and pause it and then play the video again. I'm going to solve the problem now. So I'm gonna draw a line here. On the left side we have negative 31 is equal to, and there is two like terms, negative 6k minus 7k. So we combine those, so we will have 8. Negative 6 minus 7 is negative 13k. We're solving that equation for k, so I want to save that and move 8 to the other side, or cancel 8. This is positive 8, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. This cancel. Negative 31 minus 8 is negative 39 equals to negative 13k. Final step, we divide by negative 13 each side. Those two cancel, so k is equal to negative 39 divided by negative 13 will be just 3. Very well. Another example with equations is when we have distributive property and maybe later combining of like terms. So let's start with distributive property and see what we're gonna get here. We have 6x. Negative 2 times x will be negative 2x. Then negative 2 times negative 5 will give us plus 10 equals to 46. Awesome, distributive property done. Next step, look for like terms. We have 6x minus 2x, those two are like terms, so 6 minus 2 is 4x plus 10 equals 46. Alright, now we're solving for x, so we want to cancel this first. Minus 10, opposite of positive is negative, just as a reminder, minus 10. So plus 10 minus 10 cancel. 4x will be equal to 46 minus 10 is just 36. And then we divide by 4. So x will be equal to 36 divided by 4. We will get 9. And that will be the whole thing. Some other examples of solving equations or being able to set up the equation could be the ones when we have those geometric shapes again. Triangles, rectangular shape, square shape, maybe some other shapes as well. So go ahead and draw the picture of the first one. We have a rectangular shape. The length of this is 3x plus 1. The width is x plus 1. We have given what the perimeter is equal to, and we want to find out what x will be equal. So what is x with this given information? Find the value of x. First, when we talk about perimeter and we have a rectangular shape, you guys know that we're adding all sides. So it'll be the length plus the width plus the length plus the width, right? Or also the perimeter of a rectangular shape could be twice the length plus twice the width. So basically we are using one of those two formulas. It doesn't matter, they both are the same. It doesn't matter which one you're gonna use. I would say let's use this. This may be a little bit easier to go with. Twice the length plus twice the width. So the perimeter is 28, and I'm gonna just write down 28 is equal to twice the length, and the length is 3x plus 1, plus twice the width, which is x plus 1. So now, just one moment. So now we have two distributive properties here. We're gonna simplify those and then we'll solve for x. So 28 will be equal to 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 1 will be plus 2. Done with first distributive property. Second distributive property, plus 2 times x will be plus 2x, plus 2 times 1 will be plus 2. Okay, next step will be to combine like terms. So those two are like terms and those two are also like terms. So be 28 is equal to 6x plus 2x is 8x, and then 2 plus 2 is plus 4. Okay, we're simplifying the equation, it's getting much simpler form now. We're saving 8x, we want to move 4 first, or cancel 4 first. So minus 4 on both sides, those two cancel. 28 minus 4 is 24 equals 8x. One last step will be to divide by 8. So x equals 3. The value of x for this example is x equals 3. And we're done with this one. So just pay attention, it's not super difficult example, it's just you may see that one for the first time. So you have to set up your formula when you're looking for value of x and you have given perimeter. Definitely we're using perimeter formula in order to set up the equation and then solve it. Now we have the perimeter of triangle. Well, the perimeter of triangle will be equal to side A plus side B plus side C. Okay, so A plus B plus C. That's the perimeter formula for triangular shape. So the perimeter is 23. 23 will be equal to 2x plus 8 plus x, the third side. So 2x plus 8 plus x. Well, that's a little bit easier, I think, because right away we just need to combine like terms. So 23 will be equal to 2x plus x is 3x plus 8. Then we're solving the equation, so minus 8 on both sides. 23 minus 8 is 15 equals 3x. Final step, we'll divide by 3 each one of the two sides. 15 divided by 3 is 5 equals x. That will be the end of this example solution. Okay, so if you feel a little bit tired, go ahead, pause the video, take a minute, just to relax and lift your pencil again, and let's move to the next example. So in this next example, I have, and actually what I'm going to do here, we're not going to do all the examples. I just want you to focus on some information, because at the beginning when we started math class, I mentioned that every lesson will have some word problems, so hopefully that will make some sense for you guys when we're applying word problems and help you understand why we're doing those math algebraic equations and expressions and so on. So we're gonna start with, first thing, we're gonna read the problem, then we will write down what information is given, we'll set up the equation and solve it. So you're driving to aunt and uncle's. Well, it looks like we have a little spelling mistake here with the aunt and uncle, so I'm gonna fix that. And an uncle's house that is 1500 miles away. Including rest stops, it takes 42 hours to get to the vacation spot. You estimate that you drive at an average speed of 15 miles an hour. How many hours were you not driving. So think about again, we have a long distance to go. Let's say you start here, you end at this point, and this distance all the way is 1500 miles. Okay, so this is given for us, that's what we know. Of course, during this driving time you will do some rest stops because you need that, and total takes you 42 hours to get to your end point. Now, if you drive 50 miles, 50 miles per hour, the question is, how many hours you were not driving? You were in rest of those 42. So, here's how we're gonna calculate that. We will say X time that we are not driving, we're resting, plus 1500 miles divided by 50 miles per hour will be equal to a total of 42 hours. So this is the equation that we just set up. So that is step 1, this is step 2, and step 3 will be to solve that equation. But before we solve the equation, let me talk a little bit about it. So we, in order to get total of 42 hours, we have some hours of rests plus the total distance divided by miles per hour. Now we combine the miles, the distance, and the miles per hour together to simplify those, because miles over miles, when we simplify this, we will end up with certain hours. That's why the combination is like that. It's equal to total. So let's simplify. It will be X hours plus 1500 divided by 50 gives us 30 hours equals to 42. Well, in order to solve X, we need to subtract 30 from both sides, right? So minus 30 here, minus 30 over here, those two cancel, and X will be equal to total of 12 hours. So from all those 42 hours, 12 hours were your resting time, stopping time, the time that the car did not move and you did not drive. So this will be the last example for today's lesson. I do have a couple extra here, just as a continue work from what we already discussed, but I'm planning to do some of those examples with you together in class. So we're gonna stop now. Hopefully you understood most of the material. If you haven't, please replay the video, listen again. Sometimes, listening twice or even 3 times gives us much better information. So thank you for watching the video, and we'll discuss some of the examples together in class, and if you have any questions, you will be able to ask them. Have a great day.